Hi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yinka, aka the Talkist. Shebi, I'm female, right? So today I want to talk about how you as a man can make a woman fall in love with you. I'm not talking about the ones that will just see your bank account and they're automatically in love with you. I'm talking about how you can make a decent lady fall in love with you. Follow me. I'm going to tell you one secret, guys. The first thing a woman would look at first sight is your hair. Most decent women do not like guys that are on dreadlocks. You see those dreadlocks that you just shave this side round like this and leave the middle. Most decent women do not like guys with such. Your wristwatch, then your shoes, then your teeth, your set of teeth. If your teeth is already brown, it's okay. Deodorant. Please, guys, put deodorant. Always deodorant. Smell nice. Next, speak simple English. Most men try to impress us with big grammar, speaking big English that even the lady might not even understand what it means. Speak simple English. Speak English that even you yourself you understand. Speak the one that you'll be able to speak tomorrow, not the one that you have crammed to speak. Be confident. Be yourself. Don't overdo. Don't come in a bugawe. Try to put your shoulder down a little bit and come as confident as possible. If you come as if you are shaking, you are scared of her responses when you talk to her, she will look down on you like kilo shele, like what is wrong with this one? This is a secret. When you meet a lady at first, maybe at a party or an eatery or a function or somewhere in a public place, don't immediately go and start rushing and start approaching her. Take your time to look at her, study her body language, study the little from the kind of person that she is. Approach her when she's already leaving that premises. When you finally are able to approach her, don't forget to compliment how she looks. Complimenting how she looks does not mean you should overly exaggerate. A lady like me, decent ladies would know when you're exaggerating and when you're flattering them. You look extraordinarily flammable. Bros, we know when you're lying to us. Simply put, you look beautiful, or you look really nice, or you smell very nice. Compliment her at first speech. When you eventually are able to talk to her and God now helps you, Jesus helped you, you got her phone number. You already passed the first one. Do not call her the first date. It will make her start thinking of that little scenario you guys had, that little conversation you guys had. It will keep playing in her head like, this guy, he hasn't called. She'll keep trying to remember every word you said to her the first time you approached her, the first time you spoke to her. That's the thing that will be ringing in her head like, hey, this guy, he has not called. She will be expecting your call. That is the first step to winning her heart. Do not call her on the second day too. That second day will make her wonder, Abi, I said something wrong. Abi, he doesn't like me. How was my teeth that day? How was my hair looking? Abi, when I walked away, he didn't like my ass. He didn't like my bum bum. Abi, when I said something, Abi, that thing got him angry. She would start wondering why you haven't called her. That is a bigger step to keep yourself in her heart. You're already growing some kind of thing in her heart at that point. Trust me. Third day, don't call her in the morning. Don't call her in the afternoon. On that third day, she has fallen in love with you. Maybe not totally, but she has started growing some kind of feelings for you already. He hasn't called. At some point, trust me, we women will feel like calling. We'll feel like saying, Abi, I should flash him. Abi, I should call him. That is how we would feel on that third day. Then you now put a call to her in the evening. Don't make that call as if you're immediately trying to ask her out or you're immediately trying to woo her. Ask her out on a first date. One mistake you would make is inviting her to your house on a first date. It is a big turn off for decent women. Ask her out on a cinema date, on a lunch date, on a dinner date, just something casual and simple in a public place. It makes her wonder, oh, this guy is decent, this guy is nice. It just draws her heart to you. When you go on that first date with her, don't start what you can't finish. You go dey do pass yourself. Something where you no go fit afford forever and ever in that relationship. You go start with them. You know that for all these Chinese restaurants and all these big restaurants are very expensive for your pocket. You now carry her there on the first day. Start with what you can afford. Do not be overly excited and try to impress her so much, and then you go beyond your limits. You should start off with a very expensive and flamboyant way of lifestyle for the relationship. That is what she would expect in the relationship. And then when you now start falling short in that relationship, she falls out. She starts to wonder, maybe you don't like her anymore. That is the feeling. So do not start what you can't finish. Next, remember to tell her how you feel about her on that first date. Not entirely, I love you. Not entirely, I loved you from the very first moment I met you. It's a lie. We know, because you just saw my body as I loving me. No, tell her how you feel on what you want from her. I want a relationship, and let's see how these things go. And when I first met you, I was really attracted to you, and I felt I should talk to you. And when I spoke to you, I felt like you're a nice person, and blah, blah, blah. Do not do mistake and tell a woman on the first date that I'm in love with you. How did you fall in love? Is that how people fall in love? I mean, you have to love the person's personality, or maybe something striking about this person that you love. You don't just see my body and just feel like, oh, you are in love with me. You are in love with me immediately. How now? Don't be too clingy when you're trying to ask her out, when you're trying to date her. Don't give her 52 missed calls. Is she with your kidney? At least if you call her once, she doesn't pick, wait for her to return your call. If you're not too clingy, you would give room for her to also grow something and yearn for you. It attracts you to her in some sort of way, especially when it's still new and fresh. Next, don't ever try to test a decent woman. I don't know where you guys got the idea of, let me test her to see if she's a gold digger. Hey God, somebody like me, if you test me, I will fail woefully. So do not. Maybe you're trying to tell her, say your friend should text her and see if she will accept, or you're trying to tell her and call her and say, hello, I need money, to see if she will borrow you or if she will give you. Do not try to test a woman. When you call her in the morning, ask how her day is going to be like, what she wants to do today. Okay, after work, what are you doing? What time are you going to work today? Okay, what time are you going to be back? Okay, I wish you a beautiful day. When she's back from work, ask her how her day was. Personally, I do not like phone calls. Read her. Does she prefer phone calls to text messages? Does she prefer text messages to phone calls? Read out to understand the kind of communication she likes. Then you go with the flow. Be that fun guy that is ever ready to hear about how her day went and all the rant she has to give. Have you eaten? I am not saying do not ask your woman if she has eaten. Can you please ask some other questions? You asked in the morning. In the afternoon, have you had lunch? Have you had dinner? There are other things you can ask me without exactly asking me if I've eaten. Yes, I have eaten. Can you please ask me something else? Can you guys just limit how you ask a woman if she has eaten? Thank you. Next, always tell your new woman your plans for the day. It makes her feel like she's already part of you. It makes her feel like you want her to be part of your day. It's very interesting and makes us feel wanted when you always tell us what plans you have for the day. Don't be stingy. Do not be stingy. Most men will say because they've had experiences with some crazy women. My last relationship, she chopped my money. She was just a gold digger. So this next one, you don't want to spend anything, Abby. You will still spend. My guy, if you know that you've had crazy experiences and you no longer want to spend, don't bother going into any relationship at all. Wait till your heart is ready to start spending again before you go trying to learn from your past. Don't give a woman that. But when you're able to assist, please endeavor to assist. Give, even if she doesn't ask you. Just give. It's something that just draws our hearts to these guys. I'm already falling in love with this man that I'm describing. Be reliable. Somebody I can call and say, hello babe, something just happened right now and I don't even know what to do. Be that person that will be able to give sensible, reasonable advice without judging. It doesn't have to be money. Just be a reliable person. Be somebody she would always want to call when she has something that just happened to her and then she needs someone to just tell her the next thing to do. It's not because she's dumb or because she doesn't know what to do. Maybe at that time she just needs someone to talk to. So be there, be reliable, be someone who is readily available for her to talk to anytime. Be romantic. Being romantic doesn't necessarily mean sex. So please, you guys should stop getting this thing wrong. Romantic does not mean sex. Be the one who calls her babe, I love you. Don't forget to always tell her, babe, I love you. The moment you stop telling her I love you, trust me, it fades like that. If your relationship was 100 emotionally before, it drops when you stop telling her I love you. Cuddle her. Sometimes, no, you don't have to knock her. Cuddle her. You can be outside and just give her a hug. Just hold her. She just there's some kind of mushy feelings all these things bring. Just call her sweet names. You can just drive by and see a pretty dress and say, babe, I saw this pretty dress when I was coming. You buy it and take it home to her. Give her. Just be sweet. Be sweet. Surprise her once in a while. Order her lunch. Tell them to deliver it to her office. If she's working in a shop, a salon, so order it and let them send it to her. If she doesn't have a job yet, she's at home, order it and let them send it to her house. Just surprise her once in a while. A box of chocolates. Me, when I'm on my period, I love chocolate. I love to chop all the junk in the world. So when she's on her period, you can just order her, babe, this is period junk. I was telling somebody recently that most women collect period allowance. What if so just do something romantic once in a while. Surprise her. Make her feel like, wow, I got the best man in the world. These are the things that makes us stay in love with you. Next, the fact that you met a decent woman does not mean you should be all churchy. I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm not saying don't be a godly person, but don't be too spiritually. Have some kind of vibe in you. Have some kind of jazzy in you. Have some kind of what's up in you. Have some kind of trendy guy in you. She did something wrong now. Yeah, begging. Sometimes we women, we like somebody who can stand on his feet sometimes and say no. Yes, we like it. She messed up and then you're all, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Every time. Sometimes we want that spark. We want your head to spark once in a while. Sometimes have small craze, tiny craze. Don't bore me, please. Have small craze. And finally, guys, we just love a simple guy. We just want a simple guy who is calm, who has small craze, who is jovial. We like a guy that is funny. All of these things. Just do not pretend, but try as much as possible to be yourself, as much as taking all of these things I mentioned into consideration. Infuse some of these things in your ways and see whether you not catch that babe that you'll be eyeing. Thank you guys for watching. It was fun talking to you guys. See you in my next vlog.